Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for November 19th, 2018. Today we're looking at the AUDUSD Australian versus the US dollar. For today's trade analysis, here on the daily time frame, we can see the beginnings of what may be a longer term trend shift here on this currency pair. We could see over a long period of time that this has been in a downtrend. That's the long black trend line here going all the way back, and let me get the crosshair here, going all the way back to January, late January, January 25, 26, we reached the top of the chart, and it's been going down ever since underneath the black trend line, even breaking underneath the 100 period moving average back into April, and has been flowing underneath that moving average in the trend line since then. So it's been a clear downtrend. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to see some profit on this downtrend by selling on rallies to resistance. Now we're shifting our perspective a little bit, aren't we? Where in the past couple of weeks we've seen, instead of it being under the black trend line, broke through the top of the black trend line. We've actually looked at that in the trade room, pushing through the top of the black trend line, bouncing around a little bit between the trend line and the 100 period moving average over the past week or so, dipping back down, top of the black trend line, and now making a new high. So interesting things happening. Let's go ahead and zoom it in a little bit. And we can see I put this last week, I put this red trend line here showing a support low on the left, middle, and right, somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern. Came back down at the same time, converging the three trend lines. The red trend line with capping those support and resistance. We see the black trend line and the new rising blue trend line all coming into convergence right there into the mid 7100, 7150, 65 area, the orange shaded area. Bounce off there, pushed through. Late last week, we broke through the 100 period moving average and now we're sitting above it. So what we're looking at is the potential of a longer term trend shift. Just think about this. If we zoom it back out again, if you would have been looking for clues like this up here at the top and started selling as it shifted its trend, you know, it was going in an uptrend here along this red trend line and began to shift its pattern to a downtrend. If you'd have been selling up here, think about the opportunities you would have seen on the way down. So we're starting to shift our focus just a little bit in case we're in the midst of a longer term trend change. So what do? How do we buy within a potential shifting uptrend? Well, typically when I'm looking to buy something, I want to buy it for two reasons. It either dips back down to support, which at this point would be back at the 100 period moving average and 72.60.40. So you're looking another 30 pips lower or so from current market, 35 pips lower from current market before you look for a buy scenario into the blue trend line on top of the 100 period moving average. Second reason to buy a currency pair is that it breaks through resistance, which right now is 73, 73.20, the purple shaded area. Tried to do it late last week, Friday, tried to get above it, couldn't sustain it, and now we're back underneath it. So at least at this point, the only real opportunity to buy is the dip back down to the yellow shaded area, blue trend line, and that would provide the opportunity to buy on the dip into the support into the 100 period moving average. If it doesn't come down here, that's okay. We'll watch for that break above the blue purple shaded area, 73, 73.20, and the continuation higher. So the question is, how much higher can it go? Well, if we just take a quick Fibonacci retracement measurement of the black trend line, let's take it from the high down to the low on the chart. Interesting enough, just to point this out quickly, is that the 236 of that trend, we're sitting just above it at 72.84. So isn't that interesting? But you look a little bit higher, 382, 74.45 area, that's closer. And I don't know if I can get this selected right now, but this green shaded area, yep, there it goes, right there in the middle of the chart, is the 382, 618 of that same trend range, the black trend. If it becomes a longer term reversal, we could even see it all the way back up here into the 77 level. That's where the 618 of that black trend line lives. So quite a bit higher if we start to see longer term retracement here for this currency pair. But again, bring it more down to the intraday. When do we buy it? Again, I don't want to buy as long as it's holding under this purple zone. The buys happen on dips into support. Very much like what you would have done right here. Just think if you would have bought it down here at the orange zone on the dip into the convergence of those trend lines. Quite a nice rally higher. So again, buying on dips become opportunities. Again, going back to history, selling on rallies within the downtrend. clearly would have been the opportunity. Look at all those opportunities to sell the rallies within the downtrend. Just the opposite. Now we're going to be buying within the dips within a potential uptrend for the Australian dollar.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.